Oh yeah, anybody in there? Check this out, dudes. McCafe, that's right. I strayed today. I'm committing adultery against Starbutts. That's right. I slapped down $2 and I brought her home with me. That's right. One small hot mocha. Anyway, anyway dudes. Hanging in the cave. Gonna do a little quick video today. Got one shelf to show you and the further adventures of the Movie Collection 2011 videos. Today we're going to do the Sci-Fi and Western shelf. Now I have a multitude of other Westerns that are going to be in the next videos in the Action Vault below, or the Action Shelf, which makes up the bottom of the shelf there, or the bottom of the bookcase. But they tend to all be Clint Eastwood Westerns, so I decided to put them all in with the action movies and Clint Eastwood movies all together. So let's dive right in. Hope the lighting's, it'll basically do the job today. Let's move the Stormtrooper and old Han Solo out of the way. See, this is these little tins I got from Burger King some time ago. They got little collectible wristwatches in them. There's Boba Fett, Stormtrooper, yeah, Luke Skywalker, New Hope. We'll put those up here for right now, though. Let's get the Edge of Darkness there and some loose DVDs out of the way. Here we go. Going through the sci-fi, I also put fantasy movies on this shelf too. I don't have a multitude or a huge collection of them, but 9 times out of 10, like I've always said in these collection videos, if you see or don't see some, you'll be like, he should have that one. Dang, man, I thought he was a fan. Well, chances are about 9 times out of 10, it's on Blu-ray and or HD DVD, or maybe even Laserdisc. Those videos shall follow. Let's start on this end over here, guys. We'll go ahead and pull this little stack off the top. This is mostly M. Night Shyamalan movies that I can actually stand, and there's Beowulf, director's cut on the bottom there. Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, The Village, Signs, The Happening. The Happening's okay. It's one of his newer ones, and it felt hugely like stuff that he'd done before, and I don't know if I'm going to hang on to that one much longer. But I haven't even bothered with The Last Airbender or I did at one time have Lady in the Water in my collection. That's one of those that sort of just got worse with every viewing, so I got rid of Lady in the Water. Anyway, let's move these out of the way so I have some room here. Here on the end, we've got Lord of the Rings movies. I've got the extended edition here I found at a used movie store. I bought this for $2. Look at that, $2. I don't know whether they just thought it was a VHS and didn't realize it's the extended big DVD edition. I'm not going to pull this out or anything, but if you guys have got them or if you've seen them before, this is I think it's like a 4-disc set or something like that in there. Special extended DVD edition. I like having the extended edition of the Fellowship of the Ring. I don't know why, but it's my favorite out of the 3. A lot of people go with Return of the King. I don't watch these films over and over again, and I can honestly say I've only read the first book. I've never read any of the other stuff, so I'm not really a Rings fanatic. But I did want to get this. Well, the price was right, and the quality was good, so anyway, I went ahead and got it while the getting was good. Of course, you got Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, Return of the King, Star Trek Nemesis. Most of my Star Trek films are on, I got a bunch of them on Blu-ray now, and a lot of my Next Generation stuff is still on VHS. I know that's kind of heresy to say, but anyway. Life Force, an underrated Tobe Hooper sci-fi outing from the 80s I've always enjoyed. Good flick. It's just got some good hokey practical effects from the 80s. I always enjoyed that one. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the only version in my book, the 70s version with Donald Sutherland. I've always put this one in sci-fi. A lot of people lump it in with horror. I never really thought this movie was that scary. It was just interesting in kind of a sci-fi way, so I put it in the sci-fi flicks. I believe this is the big box DVD version of Tron. It's out of print now. It's just a childhood favorite from Disney. A lot of people don't realize that one's from Disney, or at least not until Tron Legacy came out. So anyway, Steelbook of Dune. Got this one on HD DVD. The HD DVD looks great. Steelbook is great too because you get the extended version of the film and the theatrical cut. Here's my old quad pack of the Matrix films. Matrix Reloaded, Revolutions, Animatrix. I held on to this one because we still rock a standard def TV in the living room, and I don't know, I do road trips with my little portable DVD player, and I like to have some good flicks to. I love these multi-packs to take on road trips and stuff because you can carry a lot and it doesn't take up a whole lot of space. Heavy metal, another childhood or younger favorite from growing up. I have the DVD. I think this is out on HD now or Blu-ray. I'd say try to pick it up on Blu-ray because it's got to look great. It's a cartoon movie, but it's just a different kind of show. If you know anything about it, it's based on the old comic book series Heavy Metal with a lot of rock and roll music from the day. One thing a misconception, a lot of people will say this movie has heavy metal music in it. It really doesn't. I mean, if you stop and listen to the soundtrack, it's got rock and roll music in it, yes, but it's not really metal in the sense that I know it. You know, when I think metal, I think Slayer or something like that, but I've never really been a big fan of metal anyway. But anyway, it's beside the point. Legend, Ridley Scott outing from the 80s. I always liked that one. This one's got that weird clear case. It never really fits well on the shelf, but it works. The Wraith, a little underrated, kind of kooky 80s classic. You want to have some fun? Watch The Wraith and count how many minutes Charlie Sheen. He gets top billing in the film, but count how many minutes he's actually in the film. I think it's only like 18 minutes because I don't really think that's him in the Wraith suit there, the costume. That's just a stunt man or somebody. I don't know. He probably got like top billing and all the money went to the bank laughing on that film. But it's a great little flick. Runaway, another one with Tom Selleck. Highlight this movie. It's a Michael Crichton movie, but I always enjoyed like the robotic spiders and the special effects are dated in this one, but it's just one I had to have on DVD because I like to watch it every once in a while when I need an 80s fix. Early role for Kirstie Alley, and got Gene Simmons in that one as a henchman or a bad guy. I Am Legend, Steelbook, good flick. I like the Charlton Heston Omega Man version better. That's just me. X-Files, I Want to Believe. I have the first X-Files movie on Blu-ray. Want to Believe, not the best X-Files movie. It's just kind of harkens back to the different kinds of episodes they used to have on that show. Used to be a big time X-Files buff, and you'll see my X-Files collection later, later videos. THX 1138, George Lucas Director's Cut Edition. What's really interesting about this one, guys, is that I actually like the theatrical cut of this, or the non-director's version. George Lucas and a few of these people out there love to add CGI to their films, and I think in hindsight, looking back, at first it makes a splash, but then after a while it hurts the film because it's an old film, and the majority of the film is going to look old, but yet they throw all this new CGI in there and, to enhance the viewing experience and all that. I'm going to get that on theatrical DVD one day. I think it was released, so I'm going to pick it up one of these days. Star Wars, the original trilogy, 4, 5, and 6. The only Star Wars trilogy in my book. Anyway, watched those films a million times. Some of my favorite sci-fi films. Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace. I do not have Attack of the Clones anymore. It got on my nerves so bad, I traded it. I don't know if I'll ever pick it up again. Revenge of the Sith. In my opinion, these newer movies, they're ones that they get worse with every viewing. But the thing is, if you really want my honest opinion about the prequel movies that George Lucas did, you really only have to watch Revenge of the Sith. I'm sorry. I mean, the backstory from part 1 and 2, it's not needed. I mean, because you're really wanting to get to these movies here. Watch this movie, sums it all up, get you Darth Vader. That's all you need, in my opinion. Jurassic Park, just a groundbreaking special effects movie. The Lost World sequel. I don't have Jurassic 3. I had Jurassic 3 for a long time, but it was a full screen version. I think I sold it and I've never replaced it yet. Predator 2, I kind of go back and forth about this one being an action or sci-fi, but I always loved Predator 2. Gary Busey's a hoot in that movie. Another favorite from the 80s, Schwarzenegger, The Running Man. Conan flicks, Conan the Barbarian, Conan the Destroyer, Terminator, let's see, no, that's Red Sonja. Yeah, Red Sonja. Don't find that one around everywhere. Terminator 2. I have Terminator 3, but it's on Blu-ray. I don't like Salvation, so I haven't bought that one yet, and I don't think I ever will. Sixth Day. I actually enjoyed that flick. It's a little bit different, but just good. I don't know, it's kind of got some rewatchability factor to it. Blade Runner, this is the 4-disc DVD special edition. It's got all the different versions of the films. Now, this is one that's been reproduced so many times. You got all the different versions out there. There's like 4 different versions of this film. I say pick up this DVD set or HD DVD set or Blu-ray set, and you'll be fine. Now, you can pick up that big old briefcase thing. I only recommend doing that if you're an uber Blade Runner fan, because I just like this set because it's nice and neat, doesn't take up a whole lot of room on the shelf, gets the job done. I'm looking for the HD DVD set of it if it's cheap enough. Maybe one day I'll get that. Mad Max. Love my post-apocalyptic Mad Max films. Gotta have them in the collection. I need to get the Blu-ray of this. Let me know how the picture quality is on the Blu-ray before I get it, guys. I'd really be interested in knowing what you guys think about it. Of course, Mad Max 2, the Roadrunner, I have on Blu-ray. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. My only hope is they'll put that one out on Blu-ray one day too. So I could have them all on the good old HD, because those are some of my favorites from the 80s, late 70s and 80s. Reign of Fire, highly underrated dragon film with Christian Bale, Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey's a hoot in that film. I love it. Dragon Slayer, another one from my childhood. Just one I've watched time and time again, countless times. Krull, good little sci-fi out there, outer space, kind of weird movie. Fifth Element, Planet of the Apes remake. Laser Blast. This is a freaky little film. Really schlocky special effects. Got Roddy McDowall in a little bit part in it. Eddie Deason shows up in that movie. If you don't know who Eddie Deason is, he's that nerdy guy that showed up in 80s films, 70s and 80s films, and probably annoyed everybody on the planet. This was a recent acquisition, if I can get it out of there. Well, there we go. Ice Pirates, little 80s comedy sci-fi romp there. Highlander, some of my favorite flicks. I only have the part 1 and 2. I've never invested any time in getting any of the other ones, but I will one day. Highlander's Director's Cut. This is an old DVD. Look at this. This is Republic Pictures, where it used to say widescreen down the spine. I don't think this one's anamorphic, but it is a director's cut of the film. Highly recommend the Blu-ray of this. The Blu-ray of this is amazing. It's got great picture and awesome sound. Highlander 2, Renegade version. Outland. This is a good Sean Connery flick. Not many people talk about or know about. He's like a marshal on one of the mining communities of one of Jupiter's moons. It's kind of like a murder mystery in outer space. I always enjoyed that one. Don Coscarelli's The Beastmaster, The Last Starfighter, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai. Gotta have that one. Interesting note about Buckaroo Banzai. It was actually, the script for that movie was actually intended to be a sequel to Big Trouble in Little China, John Carpenter's film. Or wait a minute. No, Big Trouble in Little China was supposed to be a sequel to this film, but they reworked it as a John Carpenter film and acquired the rights to the script. And anyway, a little trivia for you there. Let's pull this little stack down. Reviewed this recently on the channel. It's Trancers Triple Pack. Transformers. This is the DVD version. It's got the robotic Optimus Prime in it. I'm not going to take it out of there. It takes too long to mess with. We'll get to the westerns here in a moment. Ultraman. Yeah, there you go. Many Saturdays watching some Ultraman Kung Fu Monster Fests. There, it just looks so hokey now. This is sort of like Dukes of Hazzard. I can watch these films for nostalgia purposes now, and these episodes, and after a couple of them, I'm just like, okay, I've had my fix, and then I go back to real life again. Anyway, let's move those out of the way. Let's talk about some westerns here. Here we have Quigley Down Under. Tom Selleck, little western. I think it's from 1990. Directed by Simon Windsor. It's got good landscapes. Any movie that I can find that shows off the landscapes of Australia, I always try to jump at the chance to get, because I've always been impressed with their landscapes, and it's really cool. The Missing, Ronnie Howard film. This is the extended cut. My opinion, get the theatrical cut. The extended cut adds about 20 minutes to the film that really slows it down. I just didn't enjoy the overall experience because of that. 310 to Yuma, the remake, I enjoyed that one. Open Range, Tombstone, gotta have Tombstone. Once Upon a Time in the West, a little trivia tidbit for you. Horror Meister Dario Argento, I believe, wrote the screenplay for that movie. It's got a little wacky humor here and there in it, and it's directed by Sergio Leone. The Quick and the Dead with it's the Sam Raimi version. Appaloosa, great new age little western from directed by Ed Harris, the actor Ed Harris. Young Guns 1 and 2, The Wild Bunch by Sam Peckinpah, and another sci-fi movie there, Soldier, with Kurt Russell in the lead role. Soldier's kind of underrated. It is hokey, it's campy, but he really bulked up for that role, and it's a silent role for him, and he pulls it off through emotions and stuff in the movie that he, where he acts. Kurt Russell's a great actor. He's a highly underrated actor. I love his films, and he's been an actor for, since he was a kid. He's Disney trained, and I don't know, he's good in just about anything he's in. But that's the movie too, where he broke his ankle halfway through production, and he finished the movie with a broken ankle. Pretty cool trivia for you today. Well, guys, there you have it. This has been the B. Junior's Movie Cave movie collection, Sci-Fi Shelf Edition. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to go back to sipping on my Mick Cafe and committing adultery against Starbucks. Rock on.